Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh. With me is the ultimate babyface, Chris Kalfer, and I can only assume our guy, Miami Clutch PE, is either asleep or partying. If you want to play this game again, Chris, we can. I think he's sleeping.
I'm going sleeping. It's Thursday night. He's sleeping.
All right, we're
Passed
going
out.
sleeping. Passed out, done. Had a crazy, excuse me, he probably had a crazy week of wrestling.
Yep.
We had EW Revolution on Sunday. We had, it's part of the wrestling week. We had Monday Night Raw. Tuesday night was massive with NXT doing that crossover show with TNA in New York. The Hardy Boys wrestled, Moose wrestled. Those are TNA athletes. It was a big show. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, Chris? I'm just explaining to the people who didn't know.
Oh, I thought you were explaining to me that they were TNA.
No.
I know where they're at.
People.
Okay.
People. Just people. So that was a big show on Tuesday night. And then, of course, Wednesday night was Dynamite. So, yes, this is the first time Clutch could rest because we all know he's a massive AEW and AEW fan. No. DSG's already here. What's going on, DSG? I promise you we won't talk AEW much today, but I just want to let everyone know next time you go to a movie, just stand up in the middle of it and go, "Thank you, Brad Pitt. The one thing you taught me is you know the end of this movie before I do." What?
What happened there? Oh my goodness.
So I don't want to lead with this, but it's kind of funny, and let's just get it out of the way. And this will be the only AEW talk we do. If you're here for the main event, which is Roman, CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins and that cage match and that whole debacle, we will get there. But okay, I did not watch Revolution.
Who was CM Punk in the cage match with?
Seth freaking Rollins.
I don't know who that is.
What do you mean? I don't understand the joke here, Chris. What's the gimmick?
I don't know. I've heard of a Seth Rollins.
Yeah, they got rid of. Okay, you heard that news too, where they got rid of all the big Bronson Reeds, and they should have. It's ridiculous.
And Dirty Dom. Yeah.
WWE's like my kid. When he does something and I laugh at it, it's nonstop. He does it over and over and over. So when when people start chanting Seth's now they must do it every show. When he calls himself Seth freaking Rollins, they must refer to him because they said, "Oh, that was cool that one time." Now we got to do it every time. Cody, what do you want to talk about? It did it one freaking time. Now it sucks. So stop overdoing things.
Yep.
Exactly. But anyway, so Revolution happened. I don't know if Justin, he just showed up in the chat. What's going on, Justin? I don't know if you watched Revolution or not. I did not. I was this close from buying it.
Yeah.
Close. Yeah. I was kind of bored and I was interested in a couple matches. I wanted to see Kenny Omega wrestle. I wanted to see that cage match with Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. I wanted to see MJF, and you know what? I looked at the card because I was doing the show with Bobby on Saturday night, and I was like, God, Hangman is wrestling MJF. Like, these are two originals. These are two guys that we love. I kind of want to watch that match. And I knew they would go on first because MJF always goes on first, and they did go on first. And I'm like, I would have enjoyed that match. But cooler heads prevailed. I instead bought WWE 2K pre-order for $100 instead. And I have played it once since, so getting real, my money's worth on that pre-order, buddy. I played it once.
What'd you get, like the Super Gold edition?
I got the middle version, so if you buy so there's two tiers. The original tier, what's going on, Josh Wingate? There's a first tier where you just get the game on Friday, tomorrow, when it releases, or the pre-order. What I got was the $99 one, which comes with a DLC season pass, so I get all the DLC packs, and I get it 7 days early. Hence, I've only played it once since I bought it. So that's not worth it. And then there's like the Roman Reigns pack, which is like $120, and you get
a whole bunch of stuff. That's crazy. $120 for a game.
Well, they added this thing called My Yard, which is kind of like NBA 2K My City, where you create your wrestler now and you just go around with everyone else and you could just wrestle. I haven't done that yet, so that's a big part of they give you virtual currency so you can upgrade your guy, which kids do. I don't do that. If it was free, I would do it. I mean, I do it to my Pokemon Go guys. Damn it. God damn it. Josh looks like he's on the island right now. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. DSG, please clarify. Oh yeah, Swerve, Ricochet. That was Tony Storm and Mariah May. Like the card was stacked. Getting back to Revolution,
It was.
I just didn't. If they took out Justin in the chat, please let me know if I'm thinking the right way. Chris, you too. If they cut because there was 10 matches. If they cut out, 4 matches out, and made it 6 matches, I would have bought it. I would have bought it. Now,
Yep.
Josh, which matches would you get rid of? Mercedes match. That was honestly because she's wrestling so much, she's gonna squash.
Number 1 cut. Yep.
You know what? I don't want to do this Hurt Syndicate match because again, we knew they weren't gonna lose. There was about 4 matches that just could have been Dynamite matches.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's the same thing we said about WWE. Less is more. It's too many matches. It kind of waters it down some.
Right. And then Justin says, yeah, there's a lot of people complaining about Moxley and Cope main eventing. I am going to not lie to everyone watching because I'm not a liar. I still don't know how the match ended, but I know people are pissed. I didn't care enough to look it up.
Yeah.
I didn't care enough. I did hear a joke today. I was watching a Stevie Richards video clip, and I heard Christian cashed in. I don't know if this is true. Christian cashed in his little thing to make it a triple threat match, and then he took the pin. Moxley pinned him or choked him out or whatever. Because allegedly, Cope or Moxley refused to lose, so they threw Christian in and take the loss. Allegedly. Neither one of those guys wanted to lose.
I thought I heard something like that. What did he have to cash in?
He won some.
I've been out of the loop of the AEW loop lately.
He won some kind of poker chip. Remember the poker chip thing?
Or that thing.
Or he won.
Yeah, no, not the briefcase. It was the giant poker chip.
No, but he doesn't have that. He had some kind of clipboard. Like I don't know. They changed it. But he did cash. He had a title shot whenever he wanted.
Yeah, clipboard in the bank.
Yeah, it was just basically the same thing. But when Christian won it, we were all like, "What? Like that should have been anyone else, honestly." And now it was just, why aren't people complaining that it was wasted? Because it was 1000% wasted.
Yeah.
That was almost as bad as Austin Theory cashing in on the United States Championship. It's bad. But yeah, apparently the crowd was dead. That's what I heard too, and Justin can confirm it because you see everything else. You got Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher doing Spanish flies off the top rope. Everyone's seriously. No, they did off the top rope, not the top of the cage. They got blood. Every match is bloody. You got Mariah May and Tony Storm doing what they did. Nothing was going to top that. You had Big Boom and AJ in the pre-show. Can't top that. Yeah, boom. Those guys, they were back.
No, I know. I saw about a 30-second clip of them.
But you go from all this stuff to like cage match, swerve, bleed, all these to a regular old boring wrestling match with 2 old guys nobody cares about.
Yeah.
That's what happened. It was kind of like when Jericho wrestled Triple H at WrestleMania. It went right after Hogan and Rock. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't remember that. So it just kills it. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. Right after the Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher match, which apparently, allegedly, it was a 10-star match, one of the best matches of all time. Once it hits Max, I will watch it. I'll probably watch the whole thing because that's what I thought to myself when I was going to buy it. I could just watch this on Max later because they're going to upload it.
Yeah,
so
that's
I will.
True.
Right. But do they pause 5 seconds for the benefit of those with flash photography? They're not friends anymore, DSG label. They're enemies. Cope and Christian. They're not friends. So no, there was no pause. But Tony Schiavone, they were promoting this movie, Queen of the Ring, which Camille's in, which she's still with the company. I thought she left. Britt Baker's in it. Tony Storm's in it. Naomi's in it. So they thought the best thing possible was to get the lowest of the low cast member in the crowd and interview her. And I don't mean this in a mean way. And Justin, I didn't see anything except for what she said. Do they prep these people? Do they
Clearly,
say, "Hey, man," clearly not, Chris. So what if you just watched the video for the first time? What are your thoughts?
Mhm.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. Did
Set
she?
it up for people.
Well, they were. Well, let me just say, I did she not know that she was being interviewed? Like, did they just like, oh, let's go interview her? Because you would have to believe that they wouldn't just go over to her and hand her a mic where she doesn't know what to say, and she just kind of, oh, I learned something. You guys know the outcome before we do. Like, just putting it like we all know that at this point, but like, I don't know. It's you don't really say it out loud or like on the mic in front of everybody. I don't know. It was very awkward for her to just
So
do that. Like you would think they would have her talking about like um Queen of the Ring rather than just wrestling's fake. I don't know. I don't get it.
I didn't understand. Like, imagine Tony Schiavone. He's been in the business forever. He's the one holding the microphone. Like, what can he do in that situation to diffuse it? So for anyone that hasn't seen it, DSG probably hasn't seen it. Maybe he has. Um, they were interviewing her, and I think the question was something of like, "What did you learn from this movie, or did you take anything away from it?" Whatever. And she decided to say, "Yeah, one thing I learned was you guys know the finish before we do," or whatever it was, whatever she said, and that's really cool. And when I saw it for the first time, I was like, "That is so AEW." Like, that is so on par, because I remember One Blood and Guts, the guy who wrestled twice there, who was part of the Golden Lovers, uh, Kota Ibushi. After the match, it was filmed. Do you remember this? He was taking bumps on the thumbtacks by himself to show the fans it's fake. Do you remember that?
I do vaguely remember that.
Isn't that worse than what she said? That'd be
I
like
don't
this.
know.
It'd be like Edge laying down and go, "Hey Moxley, concerto me and show everyone it's bullshit." Sorry, Bobby. But a wrestler doing it himself.
But I wonder, like the untrained eye watching wrestling doesn't catch on to what's happening where he was, landing on the text. But like with this, her just saying it, blurting it out, even a not a wrestling fan is gonna hear that and catch on to it. So I don't know. I felt like that's worse. Like, why is she even on the camera?
Who is
What is the
she?
point? Yeah.
It's not like she's known. It's not like she was someone of note or anyone. She was just, I believe she's in 2 scenes. So,
Could they have,
irresponsible.
well, I was about to say, could they pick someone else? But Naomi is gone. Britt Baker is gone. MIA, right? She isn't back, is she?
Oh,
So I don't really know who they. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe there was nobody else available.
I heard someone, and I have not listened to Eric Bischoff in a very long time. I've been out of that loop, but I heard someone reference to where Ray Phoenix to Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay. That's where they send him. And I thought it was that's what Eric Bischoff calls it. It's the most hilarious thing of all time. But that's where she's at. Camille's there too. Camille's in the movie. You could have had her promote it. Anyone, but no. We had
No,
this no-namer do it. But anyway, let's get off that topic. There's no more anything interesting in AEW. Literally, there's
the
I didn't even
merging of the
watch Dynamite.
titles. Are
Sure,
you excited for that?
sure. Who
Well, we
is it?
always.
Kenny Omega and Takeshita, right? Those are the 2
No,
champions.
I thought it was Okada.
Okada. Oh, Okada. My bad. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
It is Okada. It is Okada.
Yeah,
Because they were gonna fight. Yeah, okay. It is Okada. So that'd be fine. But we said that needed to happen a long time ago. They should have never came out with a new championship.
yeah. There's too many.
Yeah. Camille's in the doghouse with TK. No idea why. I'm gonna guess is because she's friendly with Jim Cornette. I'm gonna guess because she probably didn't like some of the backstage drama, and Tony Khan's a child and he just punishes people for no reason. She was on Jim Cornette's podcast like maybe a month ago and talking not really real. She couldn't say what she wanted to say, but she pretty much said what she wanted to say.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised she's still employed in AEW. Um, DSG says he's sorry for Justin. He had to watch all that wrestling. Speaking of AEW, Hey, Justin, that's not true, man. You don't have to watch all the shows. Look at us. So, uh, we are slacking on the NXT because that's the show I did want to watch. The Hardys were there, and I was hoping Clutch would give us some insight because I heard that was a phenomenal show, and I would like to go back to watch that. But let's talk about something we did watch. Raw. I see some comments in the chat saying that it was a meh show and the main event saved it. You're not wrong. You were not wrong. That main event was special. It was great. The ending was perfect, except for the fans ruined it. You saw this coming, Chris, right? You knew this was going to happen. The very end with Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
Especially when they do.
we've known for first of all we've known for a while that he was going to get involved somewhere along the line, but then we could tell when it was happening because the crowd started going crazy whenever he came out from wherever he came out from, and they had such a tight shot there,
Mhm.
and you could hear the crowd. So like you knew it was coming.
Yeah. I'm assuming he just came from the back. They're like, Hunter was probably like, hey, you're going to do a run in at the end. And Roman's like, I'm not sitting under the ring for 2.5 hours, brother. That ain't happening. so all right, we'll just have you walk out and do a tight shot. And when all the fans were like,
Yeah.
WWE put out footage. He and Heyman came in through the crowd. Thank you, Justin. I didn't see that because I was wondering where Paul Heyman came from. I was wondering how he got in the middle of the ring because we didn't see that happen. But Seth Rollins gets his win on CM Punk, but it came at the expense of Roman pulling him out, which I thought was a genius spot. I haven't seen a spot like that in a long time, or if ever. I thought this was great, excellent. Now CM Punk is going to be pissed because Roman cost him wins and losses matter, but he cost him a loss. Seth's going to be upset because obviously he got destroyed. And Roman's now upset with CM Punk because he lost his wise man, as it appears he did. What do you think about that spot, Chris?
I thought it was very well done. It's kind of bringing everything together for their inevitable WrestleMania triple threat match. So, and I was thinking, you said you haven't seen that spot in a while, if ever. I feel like maybe it was done one other time, a long time, like so long ago, I can't even remember who it was. Like it feels fresh though. And I thought that was a great way to get him involved and kind of really build the feud.
So, do you think this is going to lead to Seth and Roman in CM Punk's favor is eventually going to be get me in that match? Because I see it going that way, but man, that match has to be for something. I think we spoke about this way too many times already, but it's got to be for something. Now,
Yeah.
it is interesting on the surface. All that's fun. All that's fine. The brawl, the run in from Roman, that was great. The stare down with Punk and the Wise Man, that was great. But this all has to be for something, and I'm really hoping they'll expand upon it next week. Like, okay, Seth calls Roman out, or whatever the case may be, and they get a story going and why they're doing this and what's the reason. I'm excited for this match. I think it should main event night one.
Yeah. You still think a number one contenders match with Punk going over to get into the Cody Cena match?
No, I don't think it's gonna. I think it would be awesome, but I truly don't think there needs to be a third person because in the Cena match, I think
So,
Cody and Cena are going to do just fine singles wise.
oh, I think they could, but then we keep saying it should be for something. But what would it be for then? A future opportunity, or what are we talking here?
Probably, like most likely a shot at the title. You know, whatever the pay per view is, they choose or they say it has to be
Yeah,
for something. Other than that, what are they fighting for? Like why Seth's just they just want to beat each other up, which is perfectly fine.
yeah,
That's
they
great.
can't stand each other.
But they already have a triple threat match. That's Rhea, Bianca, and Io. It's not official yet. But I guess they could have two triple threat matches. I just know they don't like to load the card like that. But
Yeah,
it's definitely now what's going to happen after the cage match, after the fallout. It's 1000% happening, and I think there's going to be no heels for the first time in a long time. There's going to be no heels in this match because people are going to like. I guess Seth's the heel. He's really not. Everything he said is true. Everything he's done is for the right reasons. Just a year ago, he was fighting against Roman Reigns, trying to get the bloodline dismantled, taking the power from him. And just a year later, it was all undone because Cody Rhodes selfishly helped Roman Reigns get that power back. God, Seth is the good guy here. He is.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
No, it all makes sense. Do you think they'll actually tie it together that way, though, or no?
I mean, Seth's been saying it for months and months.
Yeah.
He's been Drew as well. Like Roman is the main character, and all the stories are branching from Roman, which is honestly beautiful. That's how it should go. There should be a main character of a show, and all the side stories. Like if you look at the Game of Thrones, there's that one main character, and everyone branches off. How do they connect to that character, right?
Yep.
So this is the way it should be. This is great. Anything else you want to add to this Roman Seth thing? Any other ideas?
No, other than it was a really good match, something different. I feel like we don't get a lot of cage matches that often anymore. If anything, you get your annual Hell in a Cell. So it was good. I really enjoyed the match. I mean, it lived basically up to expectations. It was good, and I like the spots in it. So, and I'm glad we got it on a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're doing things like that. You know, it reminded me of back in the day, AEW would do Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson on a Wednesday night for the title.
Yeah,
And we're like, this is really going to happen? And I'm like, okay, what's the mess finish? What are they going to do? A DQ finish, which is AEW at the time. They didn't do stuff like that. So it was like, wow, this is real cool because we're seeing title matches and big matches and no false DQ finishes, no countouts, no run-ins. These are all legit matches. So WWE's kind of doing the same thing, which is making it more interesting. Instead, back in the day, 5 years ago, if they announced this, Josh Kimmel would not watch it because I know it'd be a 2-minute match.
Yep.
It would end in Roman just interfering right away. That's how Vince would have booked this.
Yep.
1000%.
Or it wouldn't happen, or like it wouldn't live up to the build at all.
No. In the Vince era, especially at the very end, they would announce an awesome main event. You would tune in a minute and a half, the match is over, and there's a DQ.
Yep.
What was the point of that? And it would happen every week.
Yes. All the time. Overkill.
And I'm still getting like kind of when they announced it, I'm like, let's see how it goes. I watched Raw the next day. And as soon as I watched all the BS, all the terrible segments before, as soon as they announced that match was happening, I paused it. It was 30 minutes left in the show. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a legit match. I wanted to see how much time was left before. I'm like, if it was 5 minutes, I'd be kind of upset. Yes, I still have PTSD of Vince booking. It's never going to go away. It just never is. Sorry, guys.
In time.
Yes.
In time, it'll go away.
Justin said he loved EO slapping Rhea and Bianca. Both disrespect. Yes, that was great. Again, they're all baby faces. Someone's got to turn heel. Is it going to be Rhea Ripley? That's the question. Did you like this segment at all, Chris?
Yeah, again, just kind of like the other one. It kind of is pulling that story together. I thought it was good because the feud up until a week ago, the feud that we were building towards was Bianca and Rhea. And then Io, of course, comes in, wins the title. I haven't watched a lot of Io yet. And so for me, it was still kind of like, it still feels like the feud is Rhea and Bianca. Even though the belt went away, it still felt like that was the feud. So I thought they did a good job of bringing Io in even further. Kind of like hey, don't overlook me. Don't disrespect me. I'm the champion. I deserve to be in the middle of this too. So I really liked that segment. I thought they did it very well.
I do think in the end, we do see a Bianca Belair victory at WrestleMania. I think she's going to walk away from with this title. And I think she walks away as a heel. I truly believe she walks away as a heel. There's something funny about this Naomi situation. There's something fishy about it. I don't think Bianca is in the clear. I don't think she's totally innocent. I don't know if you watched that segment on SmackDown where Naomi said she did it. She did it for Jade. Not for Jade. She did it for Bianca. She was protecting Bianca, yada yada yada. And then they were crying. It was, fake tears. But it was good. It was good for what it was. I'm not gonna say it was excellent. It wasn't a bloodline segment, but it was excellent. It was good. This has to go somewhere. The end game isn't, like I said, the end game is not Naomi versus Jade. The end game is Bianca Jade. So I still have faith. I could easily see a situation where Bianca and Naomi pull one over on whoever in that triple threat match, and Jade and Bianca wins by cheating. I can easily see that.
Yeah.
Easily.
When do you think that if we do eventually build towards that match, when do you think we get it? Like SummerSlam time? Or are we pushing
Jade and Bianca? Yeah, probably SummerSlam.
Yeah.
She's not ready. She's not ready for it. Jade's not.
Yeah.
I don't think Jade's ready for it, but they're gonna make her ready for it. She's she looks great every time she's on TV. It doesn't matter how bad she can work, or she's getting 10 million times better. We've seen her from the ground up. We've seen bad
from match one.
Yeah, I could actually say I've seen every Jade Cargill match. I think you haven't because you haven't been watching much or late recently, but I have. I've seen every match. She's gotten better. Justin's probably seen every single match. But yeah, again, Naomi versus Jade. That's not the marquee match. Sorry.
Yeah.
But we'll see where that goes. It was a good segment. Did you see that Naomi knocked it out of the park? Yeah, she did knock it out of the park. Naomi's good. Naomi came back from TNA and they instantly buried her. Everything that she said was correct. The fans turned their back on her. I wish she would have said something like, the commentary told y'all that I took my ball and went home with Sasha Banks. Like, remember they said that about her?
Yep.
She has a reason to be pissed off.
Yep.
She has a reason for her to have a gripe. I wish they would have been more hard with it, but I do like it. Real tears, TSG, really? I thought it was real glass. Crimea River. Yeah. I miss Jungle Jack Boy. I don't even see him anymore. Justin, where is Jack Perry? He's going to answer soon. He's going to be like, he wrestled in New Japan real card last night. He's a super open heavyweight mid-title champion, open weight. he's wrestling that Ishii for the never open weight strong style. Yeah, he's been off TV for a while. It's like Jack's gone. The Bucks are gone. Okada's still there. He was part of the group. Like, shouldn't he be pissed that everyone left him? I don't know, man. Busting tables in Tampa. Hey, you know what? Say this about Jack. Have you seen Anna Jay? I think he's doing okay. I think he's doing just fine. Anna Jay came over my Instagram, my burner account Instagram feed. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about her. Well, she was on TV more. It is what God. Speaking of Tampa, by the way, Chris, they announced Saturday Night Main Event. It's coming to Tampa. We live in Tampa. Not only a Saturday Night Main Event coming to Tampa, NXT PLE is coming. NXT Tuesday night taping, or I guess it's live, is coming. And we get a Monday Night Raw. So they're doing it seems like they're doing package things throughout cities everywhere now. You've seen AEW do this. If they go to Vegas, they'll have like Rampage, then Collision, then the pay-per-view. WWE's doing that same thing. But it's at the Yingling Center, a much smaller venue than Amalie Arena.
And are they
going to have Raw there? At the Yingling Center? There's no freaking way.
I wouldn't think so. I thought maybe for main event in the NXT show, that kind of makes sense. But Monday Night Raw, no, because every time they come through with Raw or SmackDown, it's always at Amalie.
It should be at Amalie. I'm curious. You see Natty announced her tell-all book. No, I didn't see that. What's in it? What could she tell? What could she tell? Honestly, I like Natty. Natty's great. I think she got dealt the wrong era. If she was young in this era, she'd be a top star. And I felt like she was too good back then, and she wasn't the Vince mold of someone like a Stacy Keibler. And I'm not she wasn't that era, but they were still kind of going in that way.
Yeah. She was more of a wrestler than a model.
She was, although she's very, very attractive. If I ever run into her in Wesley Chapel, I'll say what's up. I'll tell her you said what's up, DSG. I can tell you're a big fan. Everything from Brett to her father. Man, there was that. I hope she talks about that angle when her father died, and they constantly brought it up in the feud, and the person she was feuding with actually had a picture of her dad on the table because they had a tables match, and she's like, "I'm gonna put you through this table with your dead dad on it." Yeah, that was a real feud. That was a real feud. It was a real thing. Vince.
It's Vince. I'm not surprised. It's just crazy.
I was talking to my buddy today. He doesn't watch wrestling at all. He's watching the Vince doc on Netflix. He's finally getting around to it. And he, she was on Ariel Helwani. Oh, then I kind of watch. He's such a good interviewer, by the way. Ariel Helwani. I wish I could be like him. But I was talking to my buddy, and he's like, "I'm watching this Vince doc. He is such a dirtbag." And all I could think of was, if you watched wrestling in the 90s, it shouldn't have taken a 2025 Netflix documentary to tell you this guy was a scumbag. Yeah. It was all right there in front of our faces.
I don't watching that. I don't feel like there was a whole lot of shock value for me. Like, I'm like, this is all things I know about. I was waiting for like some extra something scandal. I mean, it was good. It was very well put together, but being, that we've watched wrestling as close as we have over the years, like all of that was just like, yeah, that's Vince. He's a scumbag.
Shocking. Like, nothing shocking, but it's cool to see that wrestling is getting cool now. Friends that I talk to that don't watch wrestling are, "Hey, did you see this? Did you see that?" One of them even told me what Cactus Jack was, by the way. Did you hear about this? Cactus Jack is a record label. Did you hear about this shirt they're selling? Travis Scott's selling a shirt on WWEshop.com. Yeah. It's $55 for this wrestling shirt. Oh, yeah. And it says on the front, "Wrestling is real." Maybe that's on the back. I just saw the print of it. And then there's a picture of like John Cena, The Rock, the Final Boss, and Travis Scott. And it's got the Cactus Jack like logo on it. I'm like, "Oh, cool. Mankind's got a new shirt." Like, what the fuck's he have to do with it? My friend's like, "No, that's Travis Scott's record label or clothing brand or whatever it is." So that's why that shirt's $55 without shipping and handling. No thanks. They're literally pricing the casual real wrestling fan base out of wrestling. With ticket prices, guys, you're not the Super Bowl. These WrestleMania ticket prices are insane for a normal person that likes wrestling to go.
Yeah, they're crazy this year. Like, I don't know, what is it this year? Is it the venue? Is it the city? Or is it just this is the way it's going?
It's TKO Endeavor. It's WWE now. They're just, they got celebrities at every show. Everyone's a rapper. Everyone's famous. Macaulay Culkin's out in the stand. They're just the cool thing to do now. So they're like, "Oh, $1,000 a ticket. We'll sell them."
Yeah. I mean, which clearly they do.
Well, yeah, they do. Just like the Super Bowl, who's going to afford those?
Yeah.
So they'll sell it out. Yeah, they still sell it
and
out.
Rich people. But you notice, I don't think I've seen since Vince went away, they don't have the BOGO tickets for the pay-per-views or the PLEs anymore.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, what a turnaround, though. Like, we're talking about how much more in demand they are. Remember, he was scrapping to get ticket sales, doing the BOGO sale. Like, after a while, you realize, don't buy anything when it first comes out. Wait till like 2 to 3 weeks before and go for the 2-for-1 tickets. Whether it was a PLE or I even think some of the Raw or SmackDowns here, the same thing going on.
Oh, we used to be able to go to SmackDown day of, 30 minutes before the show opens, and gets $20 tickets in the 200 level. Easily.
Yep.
Not anymore. Not anymore, brother. Yes, Chelsea Green was awesome as the Cactus Jack cosplay during her match on Friday night. She added a new member. She is now she has a Secret Service. It was great. Chelsea Green right now is my third favorite woman to watch wrestle. And you need to watch her, Chris. Oh, you want to know who 1 and 2
I
are?
want to know. Yeah, I mean, you can't just say she's the third
Alright,
favorite
alright,
and not tell us who
alright,
2
alright.
and 1 is.
1 is Mercedes still. Wrestle.
Uh,
She's still the best wrestler in the world. Period.
Your
She
list
still
is
is.
your
But
list.
she still is.
Your list is irrelevant.
But she still is. I'll argue that till I die, Chris. That's fine. Number 2, Mariah May. I think Mariah May is. I love her aggressive nature. I love that she's not afraid to bleed. I love that she's not afraid to do some damage. I love the fact someone said this and I took it and I stole it. She does not wrestle how she looks. She wrestles like a real woman's wrestler. That's a badass.
Yep,
Bow to
that's
your
true.
queen, Josh. Now, I will never bow to that queen over there on Friday nights. I avoid Friday nights for Charlotte. I avoid that whole situation. I am not looking for it. I promise you, and I know nobody believes me, I will not watch that match.
Oh, I believe you. That's going to be your laundry match. I know it. You're going to tell us
Yeah.
the show after that we come on here, and you're going to tell us that's when you did your laundry or put the kids to bed, made some dinner. I don't know what time it's coming on, but yeah, that'll be your break match.
Charlotte's just not interesting to me. And she's done a terrible job since she's been back. It's not great. The booking has been awful. Her character's been awful. It's been the same thing. Nothing's changed. And I think all she's doing is taking down Tiffy. And I think she was on a rocket ship to the moon. And I think Charlotte's a meteor and it hit her and it sidetracked her. And now we're just floating in space with Tiffy. And she could have been so much better off with almost anybody else. And this is where we're at. So I will never bow down to my queen, DSG.
Do you think Charlotte's going to go over?
Yeah.
You think so?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. There's zero doubt.
Like, what a waste that would be. Just a complete waste.
How many times have they done this with Charlotte?
Yeah, but how many times has Triple H done this with Charlotte, though? Vince all day. Vince all day. Definitely Charlotte's going over. But Triple H, I would think he is smarter and can see. And like there is times where the person that we're booing the character. We're not booing the character. Well, we're booing the character and the person because nobody wants to see her out there anymore. We're all tired and fatigued of it, right? I would hope that Triple H could see it. And you got someone like Tiffy who people are getting behind and really liking, when she's on screen and watching her wrestle. And why would you take that away? Why would you take all that momentum away? That's a very Vince thing to do, is to say, hey, this person's getting over very organically, but this person's my favorite. So my favorite's going to go over again, and we're going to kill this character and bury him. That's a very Vince thing to do. I have a little bit of faith in Triple H.
How many titles does Charlotte have?
A lot.
She wants to break
that Sasha feud that they had for a while. That was like building up her titles there. Do you remember that? It was like the summer of Sasha and Charlotte.
Yeah, it was just nonstop. Yeah, I remember that. Of course. And then Sasha never. I'm trying to see what her title reign is, or how many titles does she have. I'm sure I should know this, but I just don't know it. But I should. Oh, god darn it. I found a list of like chronologically who has them. Oh, but it tells you how many times they held it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Sorry, this is not great. Reigns. Wait a minute, I can't find it, guys.
14?
Oh, it's gotta be
14?
up there. I know it's up there. Is it 14?
Yep. I just Google search how many times has Charlotte Flair been champion. It says 14 times.
Mine gave me a list of the champions. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, 14 times. So she needs to do it, 3 more times. And if she's going to do it 3 more times, she has to get started soon. She doesn't have. How many more years does she have? And that's a legit question. How many more years does she have?
I don't know.
If it's only 2 years.
Just have her do another one of those little Sasha feuds where she just has 6 matches and 3 of them she loses the title and 3 of them she wins it back. And there you go. And then we can be
Here's
done.
what I think she should do. Here's exactly what I think she should do. Tie her dad at 16. Go make movies for like 5 years. Come back once a year to wrestle 1 match a year and lose. come back and say you're going to wrestle one last year. You have 36 dates. And then you turn babyface and you chase the title to babyface. So you just do exactly what John Cena's doing, but the opposite. It'll work. Right? It'll work.
Go the exact opposite of the Cena path.
This the exact opposite.
Except for it's a lot easier, I feel like, to turn heel than to turn babyface, because it's easy for them to give you a reason to boo you or cheer against you, but it's hard to get people to cheer for you.
It is. And speaking of that, we're going to wrap it up on this last segment because I do want to talk about it. Because I heard y'all say Raw was kind of meh. Logan Paul. And this is the last segment we'll talk about. Did you watch this segment with, I don't know who that person was, a celebrity. Did you watch the segment with Logan Paul and he brought him in the ring and he was going to beat him up?
Yeah.
Are you feeling Logan Paul is like a legit contender? And I'm only asking you this because he's been in WWE Championship matches. He's finally embracing the heel Logan Paul side of him. I think this is a great segment for what he's doing. I'm excited to see him and AJ Styles. I thought we were going to get Braun Breaker, but we're going to get AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. That's fine with me. Maybe it's another triple threat match, brother. I don't know. But how do you feel about Logan Paul as a heel? Is he one of the top 3 heels in the company right now? Because I think he is.
Yeah, top 3 in the entire company.
Top 3 entire company. Because I don't count Seth as the heel.
There's some people that are kind of in the middle right now. I was about to say there's some guys that are kind of in the middle right now, right? Like you're talking a pure heel. I'm fine with him. Listen, since day one, he's been a lot better than I ever expected he would be. And I know he's got major heat. The only thing I didn't know from where I wasn't watching him as much is all the heat he's getting. Is it from his character?
I'm going to stop you real quick. Hey guys, can you hear Chris talk? Because I cannot. If you can hear him, say something.
Can you hear me now?
Beautiful. Yes.
Is that better?
Way better. Yes.
I just wasn't.
No.
It got away from me a little bit.
No, you're just cutting in and out really bad. I want to know if it's me or you. That's all.
Oh, okay. But no, I was saying is Logan Paul, is he getting booed or as a person? Because I genuinely don't know with him.
Okay, I made that out, Chris. I'm just gonna say you are going in and out. I don't know if you want to unplug your mic and try to plug. I don't know if a cord got disconnected. It sounds like something's loose. But I'm just saying. I heard what you said. Are they booing him the person or him the character? I think both.
Yes.
I think both, because of what he says and what he does. I'm a megastar. I got more money. All this stuff, right? People hate Logan Paul in general because he's an Instagram star or YouTube star or whatever he does, social media star. So people hate that. DSG says, yeah, he got 1 out of every 6 words. Me too, but I made it out. I think we all made out what he said. But I think he's doing a phenomenal job at it, because a lot of outsiders will come in and don't want to be booed. Think about any celebrity or any newcomer that wants to get booed. They want to be cheered. They want to be a hero. He tried that at first. It didn't work. So he's like, all right, F it. I'm going full heel on this. And he's actually embraced it, that's why I believe it, because I think what he says, I think he truly believes it. I wish they would back off the stuff of putting plants in the crowds. No one's ripping shirts off of totally jacked young guys. First off, total jacked young guys aren't going to be sitting there. They're going to be doing something else on a Monday night. But I do think that it was a good spot, but come on, it was totally obvious, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
That was freaking shredded. But I wish they would stop with the plants and all that stuff, but it is what it is. It's cool. I'm excited to see what Logan Paul can do moving forward. If he ever gets a title shot, I think he'd be great. Like, actually holds a title. If he held the secondary title, or what Bobby on Saturday nights calls it, the title of opportunity, the Monday Night Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, the secondary title, he could hold something like that. I truly think he could, and I think he'd do a good job with it.
Okay. So you're just referring to Gunther's title right now? Gunther's
Yeah,
title?
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Okay.
secondary title.
When you
Yeah,
said secondary, I was thinking like U.S. Championship. I'm like, hasn't he had that before? But
yeah.
you're
He
talking
had
about
the
that
US
one.
title.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I could see him eventually getting there. I don't know. Do you think that would be happening anytime soon? Would you be booking that to happen anytime soon in the next year, year and a half, or is
Here's how,
this
I'm glad you
further
asked,
down the
guys.
road?
This is not a setup. I'm glad you asked. I am so glad you asked me this because I already have it fantasy booked in my head. Jey Uso is winning this title from Gunther. Jey Uso is one of the hottest good guys that's going today. He's number one in merch sales.
Yep.
Every freaking Raw starts out with him. Hey, play my music. It is 20 minutes of this every
Yep.
Raw. How do you get more heat on someone? How do you get more sympathy on a babyface? Logan Paul's taking that title from Jey Uso. Oos. SummerSlam. Oos. And I think that's the way it should go. I think Logan Paul should have that title this year and take it from Jey Uso. Because we've always said it. When babyfaces win the titles, it's awesome. The chase is awesome.
Yep.
Jey Uso is going to get very boring, very stale, very quick. And that title's going to, it's going to be a 6-month, 7th-month reign. And I think someone like Logan Paul has to take it away. And I promise you, save this clip. It's going to happen.
Yeah. SummerSlam this year.
Yep.
Calling your shot. All right.
Yep. Justin wants Braun Breaker to take it, but Braun's like everyone likes Braun. Everyone likes doing that. That's a good guy thing. He's like, he's in the middle. He's a bad guy. He's a badass, but everyone likes to, Everyone loves that. It's not going to hit the same, but unless Braun goes super heel, I can see it happening.
Now that would draw in, I think, some nuclear heat there if he were to be the one to take it away from Jay.
Logan Paul, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen, Oos. I'm telling you. I call,
All right.
and you know what's going to happen? Just like I called Seth Rollins way back in the day. You're going to say, Josh, it never happened. But
No, listen, I heard this one. all these big ones where you're naming your spot. I mean, you're usually getting a bunch of goose eggs.
Yo, Logan is coming every week. He's full time now. He said that, and he has been there every single week. Logan Paul's been there more than Roman. Logan Paul's been there more than Cena. Logan Paul's been there more than a lot of guys. Logan Paul's been there week to week. So don't be hating on D. You know what? It's fine. You know what? It's fine. We'll see when it plays out down the road. Logan Paul will be your champion in 2025. But we're going to get on out of here. We're going to wrap it up. I hope Clutch PE is having a good night's sleep. I hope he watches us and goes, man, those guys are idiots. They needed us. Yes, Clutch, we did need you because I wanted to talk NXT. I wanted you to tell me what to watch, what not to watch. But you know where you can find that out? Justin Toner has a show, I believe, tonight at 9 p.m. following us on his own network, of course. I believe it's Ruckus Wrestling. I would love to watch you one day, Justin, but 9 o'clock, your homeboy's asleep. Your homeboy is asleep, so I apologize. But I do know where you are and where to find him, and he will tell you everything you need to know about NXT, what happened this weekend, what happened Tuesday night, and of course, he's going to break down it. Look at me plugging another show. I love you, dude. I love you, Justin. You're a good dude. You're always here for me on Thursday nights and Saturday nights. But with that being said, Chris, I love you too. I've known you the longest of all my friends, and I just want to say I appreciate you being here every Thursday night with me. I know there's times we can't. Speaking of that, we'll talk off air. I'm gonna miss the show in 2 weeks. I have a Lightning game, so
Okay.
and I'm super excited. Yanni Gord is back. I'm glad I didn't get rid of my jersey. Let's fucking go. Lightning all the way to the Stanley Cup. With that being said, we're getting out of here. Peace out, guys.
See you.